was right about the shoe. The shoe was not the same in the pic shown in court as the shoe pulled from the evidence bag by Trooper Bukake.
You mentioned you're at the hospital. There was a sneaker. One.
Yes.
Bukake!
Woo! Good evening, late evening, my friends. I hope everyone's doing well. It's nice to see you guys. Yes. So I don't know how funny this stream's gonna be. So disclaimer: if everybody's looking forward to having some late night laughs because it's Friday night and you're feeling turnt and all that kind of shit, I don't know what to tell you. But I don't think it's really going to be much of a bummer either. But we are going to talk about some bummer shit that I'm kind of fired up about, if I'm being honest. Yeah, this whole Kelsey Fitzsimmons thing is really, really messed up, man. And infuriating. And I saw people in chat, like somebody in chat was like, oh my God, they're going after the women. The women. Stop it. Stop. Okay, please. We don't need all that because, they're going after Aiden too. I mean, they're not just going after the women. Relax. It's not that serious. I mean, it is that serious, but it's not like that. You know what I mean? It's not that. At least I don't think it is. Do I think that it makes it even more infuriating that it's women that have to go through it? Yeah, for sure. Without a doubt. Yeah, I I don't like the idea of a mother being separated from her children. I don't like the idea of an innocent woman who's got a great career as a college professor being framed for murder. I don't like any of that shit. You know, and but you know, I mean, they've proven that they'll go after pretty much anybody, you know. So I don't think this is uh a targeted women thing. Is all I'm saying. But yeah, this Justin dude, yeah, he's something else. He gives us all us men a bad name. And yeah, we're gonna go over that stuff because I haven't gone over it yet. And a big shout out to the Law Girls Not Attorneys for shooting me over that stuff. I appreciate it. So yeah, after I go over that, I'm gonna talk about so you know, we do these petty streams and they're fun, and there's a reason why we do them. We'll get into that too. And the one of our favorite subjects of the one of our favorite subjects of these petty streams is Mike Crawford, and he recently made and released an apology video directed at yours truly, not about everything but specific thing, which I'm going to respond to after I'm done talking about the Kelsey stuff. So because I do think that it merits a response, most definitely. The very least. So yeah, I have here a bunch of stuff. And yeah, I'm having there we go. Okay. So, there was a hearing today. I'm not going to go over that hearing. I mean, it's late, and it was what seemed to be an unnecessarily long hearing just to get to a point where, they just made more dates. There was a fresh judge again. And there's a motion to recuse the sitting judge on the case because she had a fucking meltdown on the bench, and before that, the day before that, she went and visited the one of the witnesses. I mean, the probation officer, I guess, and asked specifically about Kelsey, like immediately, and just went out of her way to do that, which has got to be unethical. So yeah, the PO, thank you. Yeah, totally unethical. Kind of mind-blowing, really, when you think about it. So I just can't wrap my head around why this judge thinks that that's okay. And then on the bench just seems to have this whole agenda to have Kelsey locked up, to have her bail revoked. And I can't imagine what her motive for this would be. And I don't want to speculate because there are things that come to mind, and I'm sure, and I've seen chatter about it, you know, but I don't think that there's anything proving anything that I don't even want to say out loud to put it out there because I feel like that's irresponsible. But I can't figure it out. It's one of those things where you're just like a judge acting like this. I mean, she gives Judge Bev a run for her money. But a motion was filed. And this is about 9 pages. I'll try to read through this as quickly as I can. Wow, this is wild. Okay. Go ahead and share this. And a lot of you are familiar with this already, but I wanted to wait until I was live to go over it. But I have seen it. I've seen other channels going over it. Commonwealth versus Kelsey Fitzsimmons. The defendant's motion for disclosure of promises, rewards, and or inducements. Now comes the defendant, Kelsey Fitzsimmons, by and through undersigned counsel and respectfully moves that the court order the Commonwealth to comply fully with Massachusetts, blah, 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 as amended and inquire throughout the prosecution team to secure disclosure of any and all promises, rewards, inducements, understandings, agreements, or benefits, formal or informal, made to or received by Justin Alayan, however the fuck you say his last name, Officer Patrick McCarthy Noonan, or any other Commonwealth witness or potential witness in connection with this case. The defense requests specific written disclosure and written notice of its compliance efforts. The motion is grounded in the constitutional discovery guarantees enshrined in Brady versus Maryland, blah, 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 blah. Exculpatory evidence in possession of charging police department must be automatically disclosed under Brady versus Maryland and Kiles versus Whitley, and all applicable Commonwealth and federal constitution and statutory guarantees. The Commonwealth's obligation extends not merely to formal immunity agreements, but to any promises of non-prosecution, unilateral forbearance from prosecution, offers of favorable treatment, or requests for such treatment that could reasonably affect a witness's credibility, bias, or motive to testify. A jury is entitled to know whether a witness avoided prosecution, received employment protection, financial benefit, or other favorable treatment in circumstances where criminal or disciplinary exposure existed. Okay. Yeah, and before I continue, let me I look forward to I'll bring it up again later, but I absolutely look forward to Sunday 4 p.m. I will be on with Mazza Media, and we will be doing a fundraiser for Kelsey. Now, this is still we're at the last leg of my super chat fast. So I have Kelsey's donation, her defense fund link pinned to the top of the chat. So if you're feeling generous, please donate to that. If you're feeling like you wanted to give me a super chat, just donate to that instead, please. I would really appreciate it. Or Crystal's family as well, which I don't have the link set up yet, but when I if I can remember, I'm afraid of forgetting. I do that a lot. But if I can remember, I want to share when I switch subjects and start talking about the Crawford stuff, we'll share the Crystal Clemente GoFundMe for her family. Crystal, who tragically died in a car accident after she just beat cancer, leaving a son and husband behind, a young son and husband behind. So I want to do everything I can, at least for the rest of this month, to think of them. And I am going to organize a small fundraiser for her as well. That won't be this month. It'll be probably maybe even tomorrow. I don't know. Like if I could throw it together in short notice, then I'll do it tomorrow before Maz's or after Maz's stream. Or not tomorrow, but Sunday. Maybe I can do it tomorrow. Let me see if I can do it before Aiden's stream. But I definitely want to throw something together for Crystal, and have some of the Boots people on, like maybe Scott McGinnis and Dina, of course, and Erica Walsh, and anybody else who wants to remember her and say nice things. But don't forget, I mean, we are talking about Kelsey Fitzsimmons here tonight. So remember Sunday at 4 p.m. I'll be on with Mazza Media. I'm not sure who else is going to be on there. But I'm sure it's going to be great. And Mazza has been kicking ass, raising funds and awareness for Kelsey's case. And I think now it's getting more traction. I see that the mainstream media is talking about it a bit more. They're talking about this Justin breaking into her house. This is a hell of a development. And we challenged. I mean, people were like, I don't see mainstream media talking about this. And then it happened. I'm not saying that they did it because they heard YouTuber chatter about it, but I'm saying I'm just glad that they did it. I'm just glad that it's getting some traction. But Mazza's been there in the front lines this whole time. So I am grateful and proud that I get to help him out on Sunday with his fundraiser for Kelsey. So this goes on to say, here the Commonwealth claims no such inducements exist, but the circumstances and the weight of the evidence strongly points otherwise. This is getting interesting. The Commonwealth's blind eye is a purposeful, brazen, tactical maneuver designed to avoid the total implosion of its case against Ms. Fitzsimmons, the true victim here. Woo! The court should enter orders to ensure that full disclosure is made. The defense makes a specific request for discovery as to each of these referenced witnesses. Justin, I'm just going to call him Justin Asshole, non-prosecution despite overwhelming evidence of criminal activity. Goodman's member for 17 months. Thank you. And yeah, I'm grateful that you guys are, use your free things to highlight. Absolutely. But, hold off on, becoming members if you can until the first and gifting memberships until the first. I just can't turn off the memberships, but I would if I could. Or if I even knew how, if there is a way, but I don't know. I have tried to figure it out, but I cannot. So Justin, non-prosecution, despite overwhelming evidence of criminal activity. On July 3rd, 2025, while Miss Fitzsimmons was hospitalized at Massachusetts General, I'm such a dick. I didn't read the Goodman's comment. You guys are great. The G's will be there. Thank you, the Goodmans. Sorry. I was just thinking about sorry about that. On July 3rd, 2025, while Miss Fitzsimmons was hospitalized at Massachusetts General Hospital fighting for her life after being shot in the chest, at that time, as set forth on video surveillance, Justin Asshole forcibly broke into her residence at 125 Phillips Brooks Road in North Andover with 3 other accomplices. See video exhibit 1. Asshole had 4 days prior obtained a fraudulent ex parte family court restraining order from an affidavit full of lies about Miss Fitzsimmons stealing full custody of their 4-month-old child, and receiving an order that she stay away from him and the baby. Woo! Holy shit. This is not holding back. Whoever wrote this motherfucker right here, yo, chef's kiss. That is fucking fantastic. Oh, yeah, for sure, Microdots. Absolutely, for sure, that's happening. On July 3rd, 2020. Okay, I already read that. In the affidavit, he swore that he lived with his parents in Stowe, Massachusetts. Given the order in his favor against Kelsey, his adversarial position in litigation against her, and her sole ownership and residence in the premises, asshole had no residential or possessory rights whatsoever regarding Kelsey's secure lots property. He had no business going there and no legal right to enter. In fact, Miss Fitzsimmons' father, an alarm and surveillance contractor, had just changed the locks and updated the surveillance system in the house after asshole surprise litigation against his daughter. Oh man. Wow. Ms. Holmes 66, member for 20 months, seeing Justin break in made me sick. Yeah, we're gonna watch that in a minute. Let me get through this motion here. Yeah, Bradle is woo, man. After seeing that shit, can you fucking imagine? Like, can you fucking imagine after seeing that video footage? We're gonna get into that, but man, we've all seen it. You know what I'm saying? We've all seen it, but we're gonna watch it. And it's fucking infuriating. The entitlement is like, holy shit, dude. Yeah, wild. As detailed in Ms. Fitzsimmons' sworn statement and corroborated by Stephen J. Fitzsimmons, see Exhibit 3, asshole broke in the front door and door jam to gain entry. He entered with 3 other individuals. The surveillance system and alarm were immediately disabled and destroyed, causing thousands of dollars in damage. The modem power was forcibly pulled out of its wiring. Holy shit. Asshole stole cash, gift cards, Kelsey's passport, her personal laptop computer, and other valuables. Asshole stole evidence contradicting the family court affidavit, a handwritten letter authored by Mr. Asshole praising Miss Fitzsimmons as an amazing mother, removed from the refrigerator to prevent its use, exposing his lies about her. Wow. Jesus. You know what's so funny is calling him asshole instead of trying to pronounce his name is so satisfying reading this and replacing his last name with the word asshole. It just rolls off the tongue reading this thing. It just does. I don't think I've ever uttered the word asshole so confidently so many times over and over again without, with such ease, with such with such natural, Further, after stealing Miss Fitzsimmons' laptop, excuse me, sorry. Further, after stealing Mrs. Fitzsimmons' laptop, Mr. Asshole brought it into his parents' residence in Stowe, Massachusetts, where it connected to the Asshole family's Stowe Wi-Fi network, Braceland 4. From there, he accessed her Facebook, AOL. Jesus Christ, bro. Like, what planet is this guy fucking living on, dude? Like, what time warp is he fucking living on? AOL and Gmail accounts, gained entry to bank accounts, withdrew approximately $5,000, closed accounts, accessed her medical records, accessed her pension beneficiary documents, and canceled her travel reservations, redirecting funds to his own account. Holy shit, this guy's stupid. All of these actions were traced and readily apparent on the laptop's recorded computer history. Wow. Jesus fuck, dude. The laptop was returned to the home at some point in Kelsey's 53-day hospitalization in what had to have been another unlawful entry, an obvious effort to conceal the computer crimes. Bro. Oh, dude. This dude's behavior has one thing written all over it, bro. That's what it is.
Yes! I like it.
That's some crackhead shit. That's some crackhead shit. I'm calling it. I'm fucking calling it. Justin Asshole is a fucking crackhead, bro. You got to be a fucking crackhead. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt by calling him a fucking crackhead. By coming up with that fucking theory, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could still go to jail, clean himself up, and then fucking, you know, I don't know, make fucking coffee mugs and fucking record books, audio books for the fucking visually impaired like Ed Kemper. You know, whatever the fuck, maybe. You know, there's hope if he's a fucking crackhead. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could get help for being a fucking crackhead. I've seen crackheads become good people, bro. You know, and like make up for their shit. I've seen it happen. I don't care if he's a fucking firefighter, dude. That's all the more reason to think that he's a fucking crackhead. Only a fucking crackhead firefighter would be acting like that. You know what I'm saying? All right. Look at this. Breaking and entering with intent to commit a felony. Like, the conduct described constitutes probable cause for, at minimum, breaking and entering and with intent to commit a felony, destruction or concealment of evidence, felony up to 10 years, malicious destruction of property, felony, unauthorized access to a computer system, identity fraud. Holy shit. All of this shit, dude. All of this shit. Despite requests for investigation, see exhibit, defense counsel email to prosecutors, sworn statements, corroboration, and video evidence. The Essex County District Attorney's Office has declined to charge Mr. Asshole with any offense arising from the July 3rd, 2025 incident. No agreements, emails, texts, or other writings have been provided relative to the non-prosecution. Further requests that the matter be referred to an outside prosecutor due to the obvious conflict have been rebuffed. The extraordinary leniency in a multiple felony case involving destruction of potential evidence in a pending criminal matter constitutes a considerable benefit. Whether characterized as prosecutorial discretion or declination, the practical evidence is the same. Mr. Asshole avoided significant felony exposure. He strains credulity, there it is, that there is no discoverable information surrounding this complete abdication of prosecutorial responsibility in favor of a witness adversarial to the defense. The Commonwealth must be ordered to provide or memorialize any verbal, it's very ironic that I stumbled with that word, or written discussions, assurances, understandings, or implicit agreements or positions regarding the reasoning or cause of non-prosecution. A jury is entitled to know whether a key witness stands in position of gratitude, vulnerability, or expectation of continued protection. Ooh, let's get into Officer Patrick McCarthy Noonan. This should be interesting. But now a word from our sponsor. Zero sugar Mountain Dew. It'll put a fire out. All right, there we go. I'm telling you, man, they're going to start giving me money. You're going to start giving me money. Officer Patrick McCarthy, Noonan, non-prosecution, employment protections, and financial benefits. Officer Patrick McCarthy Noonan shot Miss Fitzsimmons in the chest on June 30th, 2025. The events are not recorded by police body cameras or residential security cameras. He claimed Miss Fitzsimmons tried to shoot him. Without ever interviewing Miss Fitzsimmons, the prosecution believed and adopted Noonan's fanciful, self-serving version of events. Yeah, that's interesting, right? That's interesting how all this time has gone by and they never even bothered to try to question Kelsey Fitzsimmons. Wouldn't you try to get some sort of confession out of her? Wouldn't you want an airtight case? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, why wouldn't you get her statement? Because her statement would no doubt create reasonable doubt, wouldn't it? It might. Why risk that? Why risk that? Just get the officer who shot her, get his statement. He's the credible one, right? I mean, according to that protective order, he's the credible one. So that's the only statement you're going to want if you're trying to railroad somebody. Isn't that right? The Commonwealth sought to leverage the shocking allegation into an assault with intent to murder, with an intent to murder charge, 20-year felony, which was rejected and no billed by a grand jury. I thought that said brilled, man. I swear to God, that shit. I had to fucking. That's why I took too long with that word, because I swear to God, I thought it said brill. Hey, Danny, I appreciate it, homie. I'm doing a cash donation fast until the 1st, bro. So I appreciate you sharing that. That's just good moderation, man. I fucking appreciate that. But yeah, I'm doing a fast, bro. Encouraging people to donate to the top of the chat or to Crystal's GoFundMe till the 1st. All right. Appreciate you. So yeah, like this, it's so wild. They didn't even interview her. That's crazy. And I swear to God, I thought that shit said brilled. That's why I thought that shit said brilled. Okay, which was rejected and no billed by a grand jury in favor of an entry-level superior court charge, assault by means of a dangerous weapon. In these circumstances, a 1-year probation disposition is eligible under the sentencing guidelines. The allegation that Ms. Fitzsimmons assaulted Noonan hangs by a thread held only by Noonan himself. As a result, the Commonwealth is strongly obliged to make him as comfortable as possible. Like, if this shit is so easy for me to understand, bro, this is cut and dry. This is like, if my dumbass can read this motion without having to fucking read it twice, without, and to understand it, that means that fucking this is cut and dry, bro. That means that there's no fucking, there's nothing to fucking dispute here. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Then now the argument would be, okay, but all of this shit about Justin, that's smoke and mirrors, man. That's misdirection. You know what I'm saying? Like, this has nothing to do with her charge, which is her shooting a police officer or being shot by a police officer and pointing her gun at him, whether or not she pointed her gun at the guy that shot her. That's the question. And I find it strange that she's being charged with this after getting shot. If I'm being completely honest, if we're just going to get down to the nitty gritty here, I find it weird that she's being charged after being shot. I mean, that's something that you just section her, dude, and you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if that's her friend and he shot her. Like, no, we're not going to fucking charge her with something. This is crazy. Like, imagine what this must have been for her. Like, these are cunts. Anybody, I'm just going to fucking say it, man. The DA who's moving forward with this case is a fucking cunt. The fucking cops who charged her are fucking cunts. I mean, that's all this is. This is just cuntery. They shot this woman. Her whole life is gone. Isn't that enough? You got to charge her? And she's got to face jail time? Probably just probation at best by what the sentencing statute allows? That's fucking crazy that all of this is happening right now. And there was a hearing today to do what? To set dates for more hearings? Isn't that what we've been doing? This is what always happens with Turtle Boy's case too. Let's set a date. Okay. All right. Now this motion, we're not going to hear that this time because this person, you needed more time to respond to the motion. So we're going to set another date to hear that. This is just constantly the shit that happens, And March 23rd is the trial. And all Bradel's asking is like, can my client drive herself to prepare for a defense with her attorney? Is that so hard? Is that too much to ask? I mean, her mother has custody of this woman. She's a grown woman. Excuse me, but exactly why does she need to be in the custody of a woman who's, I'm not sure how old Kelsey's mom is. I don't mean any disrespect, but I mean, she's older. She's got, you know what I'm saying? She's taking care of herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think Kelsey, once she gets better, she could just fuck off if she wants to? Like, mom's going to stop her? The fuck does custody in her mom? What is that even? What good is that? Where's the practicality in that? Explain it to me. Like, why couldn't Kelsey just fuck off if she wants to? How's her mom gonna stop her? Like, physically? Like, what? She's gonna fucking tackle her wearing a fucking vest and zip tie her fucking hands behind her back? Get on the fucking radio? Yeah, she's banged up pretty hard. I'm gonna need a bus. Like, that's not happening. Like, what? I don't understand the custody of the mom thing. Like, I all I can think is just like, why can't she just? She's showing up to court. She's doing everything right. She's acting completely and totally rational. The only thing we've ever seen from her is act rational in court and get emotional one time in a video, rightfully so. Considering what she's going through. Considering that I was still entertaining the possibility that maybe the stuff in the in the protection order could be correct. We're only hearing her side of things beyond the protection order. She could be this very manipulative person. Who knows? We don't know. I don't know. Right? But then we see this fucking footage and we know this stuff about Justin now. And I already suspected that I was already leaning towards Kelsey's story only simply because Justin's actions do not seem to be in the best interest of his child. He seems to be doing this to Kelsey, not for his child. It's quite apparent. His actions dictate this. This guy is a piece of shit. But there is the possibility that he's being spiteful because she's spiteful. Right? But doubtful. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. And now I'm seeing the guy bust into her house, take the shit that he's being accused of taking here. I mean, my mind's pretty much made up. Justin's a piece of shit. Kelsey does not belong in jail. And if I'm being completely honest, as far as the shooting, my opinion on that, on a moral level, she's a mama bear. They're coming, men with guns showed up to her house to take her baby away. Police or not police, doesn't fucking matter. She's in mama bear mode. I don't blame her. I fucking don't. I don't blame her. After shooting his colleague, he was immediately placed on critical incident leave from June 30th, 2025 through August 27th, 2025. Upon returning to work, Officer Noonan resumed full-time duties and worked paid details. For approximately 138 days, this was the status quo. On or about January 11th, 2026, Officer Noonan failed to report for his scheduled shift and was deemed AWOL. Officers responded to his residence for a well-being check after phone calls went unanswered. Officer Noonan eventually answered the door and stated he had taken Flexeril and did not wake up for work. Despite this, he received only a written reprimand. He was placed back on critical incident leave effective January 17th, 2026. He has continued to be permitted to work paid detail assignments while on leave. What? He's continued to work permitted to work paid detail assignments while on leave. Isn't that, I mean, doesn't on leave mean on leave? Am I am I missing something? Doesn't on leave mean not like on leave? You that means on leave. I'm going to read this again. For you, Nicola, because I fully understood it the first time. On or about January 11th, 2026, Officer Noonan failed to report for his scheduled shift and was deemed AWOL. What? Officers responded to his residence for a well-being check after phone calls went unanswered. Wow. Officer Noonan eventually answered the door and stated he had taken Flexeril and did not wake up for work. Despite this, he received only a written reprimand. He was placed back on critical incident leave effective January 17th, 2026. He has continued to be permitted to work. Oh my God, dude. Okay. Dude. Let's get real right now. This guy, he had one of those nights. This guy pulled a fucking all-nighter. Let's get real. Let's just fucking call this what it is. He pulled a fucking all-nighter and then gave some bullshit excuse like, oh, my bad. Fucking scratching his ass. Oh, shit, man. I didn't even see what time it was, dude. Fuck, man. Look, man, you can't keep doing this shit. Okay? Now I'm going to have to write you up. That's all that happened. This guy was doing this guy was probably doing fucking lines off some stripper's ass. And doing shots. And then fucking yeah. And then fucking didn't show up for work. And they knew about it. And he's like, listen, How many times am I going to have to bail you out of this, man? Come on. This isn't easy on me. I'm going to have to write you up. You know that shit goes, you know that's kind of how that went down. That's that good old boy bullshit that goes on in the fucking police department, the Andover Police Department. I'm sure of it. Get the fuck out of my face. I got to put something in writing, man. You know? Fuck. Yeah, I mean, you got to keep working, but something's got to be on fucking paper, dude. The fuck? What do you want me to do? Unreal, bro. Just fucking craziest shit in the world. and they still let them work. Gotta put something on paper. Yeah, man. Yeah, you can fucking work, bro. Just fucking, I gotta have this on paper. Critical incident leave is ordinarily reserved for officers unable to perform duties due to trauma. Officers placed on critical incident leave are typically removed from active duty because they are not considered fit to perform the full responsibilities to a police officer. To defense counsel's knowledge, working paid details while on such leave is highly uncommon, if not unprecedented. Nicola, no, stop. Come on, man. Respect the fast, please. I appreciate it. But respect the fast. I'm not giving you applause either. In fact, the North Andover Police Department's collective bargaining agreement states a patrol officer on limited light duty shall not be eligible for details or overtime. Light duty, blah, 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 blah. North Andover Police Department Union Agreement. The continuation of paid employment benefits following an AWOL incident raises serious questions regarding preferential treatment and whether employment protections are tied directly or indirectly to Officer Noonan's role in this prosecution. The details of these extraordinary arrangements are crucial to the defense. Paid leave, deferred discipline, employment protection, or internal agreements regarding discipline are tangible benefits. If any favorable treatment was extended to connection with the cooperation or testimony, it is impeachment evidence that must be disclosed. Legal standard under Brady and Giglio, the Commonwealth must disclose. I feel like I hear that a lot. Brady and Giglio, man. Like, I've heard that shit so many goddamn times in the Karen Reed and Turtle Boy shit. I'm telling you. Under Brady and Giglio, the Commonwealth must disclose any evidence favorable to the accused that is material to guilt or punishment, including impeachment evidence. Massachusetts courts have repeatedly held that promises, inducements, understandings, and favorable treatments, whether formal or informal, must be disclosed. They are basic, axiomatic discovery obligations. The legal duty is affirmative and continuing. It is not satisfied by silence or by the Commonwealth's unilateral determination that the information lacks materially. When witnesses avoid prosecution, retain employment, receive paid leave, or benefit from discretionary leniency in the shadow of criminal or disciplinary exposure, the jury is entitled to assess whether the treatment influences credibility. The defense requires the details of these arrangements, and the Commonwealth was not provided one shred of documentation. Interesting. Request for relief. Wherefore, the defendant respectfully requests that the court find 1, that the conflict of interest exists, as the prosecution is just an asshole requiring the appointment of a special prosecutor. 2, the Commonwealth certificate of final discovery compliance be stricken as premature. And 3, that the Commonwealth must disclose immediately and in full. Any prosecution agreements, charging declinations, discussions, or understandings regarding just an asshole. Any immunity, leniency, assurances, or favorable treatment extended to Mr. Asshole. Any personal Any personnel, police, medical, or other records concerning Officer Noonan's critical incident leave status, disciplinary actions, AWOL investigation, internal affairs findings, and authorization of work pay details. Any communications between prosecutorial authorities and law enforcement concerning employment protections or disciplinary handling related to Officer Noonan. Any other promises, rewards, inducements, benefits, or favorable treatment provided to any witness or potential witnesses in this case. The defendant further requests such other and further relief as Justin requires. Blah, 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 blah. Timothy Bradle. I love that shit. That was a masterfully written motion. All right. Now, check this out here. Now, there's other motions here. What is this? Okay, and this is the thing, the letter from Kelsey's dad. We'll read that real quick. Should I read that? Yes. Should I? What do you think, Palpatine?
Do it.
Okay, I will. To whom it may concern, my name is Stephen J. Fitzsimmons. I'm the owner of Alibi Protection, LLC, an electronic security company. Kelsey Fitzsimmons is my daughter. On Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025, I went to the home my daughter owns at 125 Phillips Brooks Road in North Andover, Massachusetts, to change the locks and install a replacement video recorder. I also changed the code to the burglar alarm system as well. I mean, listen, dude. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I am absolutely of the opinion. I'm absolutely of the opinion that the same forces that left John O'Keefe's voicemail recording from Karen's phone while Jen McCabe was on the phone with 911, those same forces that made that happen made Kelsey's dad be in the profession that he's in and in charge of Kelsey's security of her home. Because you know that shit's tight. You know that shit's tight. You know that shit's kept up with. Like, think about that. Think about that. You know, like, that security is on point. Okay? And Kelsey's a cop. Come on. That security's on point. That shit is airtight, homie. I returned to the home following the morning, July 3rd, 2025 at approximately 10:30 a.m. When I approached the door, I noticed the door was damaged and not secure. I immediately ran back to the driveway, yelling to the police, "Somebody broke in! Somebody broke in!" At the moment, Justin was present and admitted I broke in. It was me. Oh, shit. Homie was right there. Upon inspecting the property, I noticed the burglar alarm system was destroyed. When I went to the basement, I then noticed that the alarm had its power ripped out and the siren was ripped off the wall and damaged. I then noticed the new video recorder also had its power ripped out. After repairing all the security equipment, I could not get online with the equipment. That is when I discovered the power to the internet modem was also vandalized. I then repaired all and did a full inventory of my daughter's valuables I saw the day prior. She had cash in her drawer. She keeps her spare keys and personal items in. The day before, I saw a $100 bill and other paper money. The cash was now gone. The day before, the only things in the top cabinet of the open gun safe were Kelsey's passport and her social security card. Her passport was now missing, and only her social security card remained. I found it odd that a love letter stating what a great mom she was also stolen off the refrigerator. I removed her jewelry box and her social security card and brought them to my home for safekeeping. But because of the grave condition of my daughter and her still in critical unit at the hospital, to this day, we have no idea if anything else was taken, including any jewelry from the box or any other personal items. Attached to this email statement is a video of the breaking and entering. Folks, I think we should just go ahead and check that out. What am I looking at? Oh, these are the screenshots of the Wi-Fi thing. Okay. I don't feel like, okay. Yeah, we don't need to do that. We get it. There's proof. We get it. And I got to turn to my head to it's all fucked up. What is this? Exhibit agreement between the blah, blah, blah. Fringe benefits, holiday, sick leave. Okay. I'll revisit that if necessary. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. We'll do it this way. Oh, fuck. My browser won't play it. That is some bullshit. That is really annoying. Yeah, I can't play it. That is so fucking annoying. If it's quick to convert it, no, I don't want to do that. Yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah, I just want to see the whole thing. And I guess it just, I mean, all it does is show him coming through the door, right? We've all seen it. I'll just find it anyway. When you're doing stuff, you can't just shut the fuck up. You have to hum or sing because you're. Why the fuck do I have ads? I pay for fucking YouTube Premium. What the fuck is going on here? It's some bullshit. I'll have to double check that.
This morning in the case of a North Andover police officer facing assault charges for an armed confrontation in her home.
Kelsey Fitzsimmons now claiming that her ex-fiance broke into her home just days after she was shot by officers who were serving her a restraining order, and she was arrested. NBC 10's Monica Medea live outside of Essex Superior Court with details on the filings ahead of today's big hearing. Monica.
Good morning. And this would have happened while Fitzsimmons was recovering in the hospital from that gunshot wound to the chest. Now, Kelsey Fitzsimmons does have a hearing today, and this video is coming just before that. Her trial is set for March. I want to show you that video now that we're talking about. It shows, according to her legal team, the baby's father, her ex-fiance, breaking into her home along with several other men 3 days after she was shot. Her attorneys say during this break-in, the Wi-Fi in the surveillance system was cut. They allege
That's crackhead shit right there, bro.
he stole her laptop and used it to steal money from her bank account and access her personal medical records, including stealing a letter he wrote calling her a good mother. Let's get to the history in this case, because that ex-fiance had previously received a restraining order against Fitzsimmons, claiming she assaulted him and threatened their infant son's life. So when police served the order and came to take her baby, that is when Fitzsimmons was shot. The officer who shot her claimed she pointed a gun at him while she was packing up her baby's things. She says she pointed the gun at herself. She wanted to kill herself. Fitzsimmons was in treatment for postpartum depression at the time. She has pleaded not guilty to a charge of assault with a dangerous weapon. That's what she will be on trial for. And this hearing, pre-trial hearing, this starts later this afternoon. Reporting live in Lawrence, Monica Medea, NBC 10 Boston.
Now, that would be awesome if Aiden could get that kind of coverage too, you know? Like, I mean, even though like it's just there's a lot of shit with that's like, you know, like I don't it's just the bottom line is there's allegations of corruption. Like there should be more mainstream media coverage of it. Like there's like proof of corruption in Aiden's case. It should be talked about. Bizarre, man. Yeah, so I am definitely of the opinion that Kelsey's situation is she's being totally railroaded. I mean, there's enough evidence to at least worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's enough evidence to where you're just like, you know, people should be asking, is this woman being railroaded right now? Because there's so many factors. Think about it. You got the charge that she's facing, and it's like, why is the court wasting so much fucking time, money, resources on prosecuting this in the first place? Why was she shot? Why was she charged after being shot? And why is this prosecution so fucking dead set on prosecuting her? Why is this DA so dead set on prosecuting her? When the sentence is like what, probation at best, right? So what the fuck is going on here? Why does the judge have such a hard on for her? What is going on here? And then you just have all of this. I mean, and there's clear evidence that she's the victim in the situation that she's in. Domestically, she's the victim. Obviously, clearly. I mean, what else do you need? And you got this man behaving the way that he is with his friends, and he has an infant right now. He's caring for an infant. A guy who just did that is caring for an infant. I mean, it's disturbing and it's scary. And there's all of this focus on Kelsey being a danger when she's incapacitated most of this time, and there's all this focus on her being such a danger and so little focus on the well-being of the child is what I find very, very concerning about the system in Massachusetts. I'm finding very little happening that is in the interest of the child, when the child should be the person who should be focused on here and what the best for that child is. And things should be expedited. Like seeing that footage and knowing that they have this proof of these wire transfers and how he stole her identity, how he transferred money into his own account, stole her money. That is, I mean, and he broken, and there's video footage of him breaking into the house. This should be alarming, and the child should be taken from him and given to Kelsey's grandparents. And whatever, the RO, first of all, should have never been implemented by the judge in a criminal case. A criminal judge, a judge sitting in a criminal court should not have decided whether or not the child should have contact with the mother. That's a family court thing. So that's very bizarre in and of itself. And very disturbing. So everyone should be talking about this, especially now that we have so much footage, that we have this footage of Justin asshole doing what he's done, and the evidence, the electronic evidence, the evidence of him stealing her money. This everything should stop. Boom. Full stop right there. Why isn't that happening? Right there is all the evidence you need to take the child while you investigate whether or not this man's RO is fraudulent, whether or not it's valid or invalid, but investigate it. Get to the bottom of it. Now you have enough evidence. You have a woman who's been shot, a police officer who's been shot by her partner, baby taken away while they're executing a protective order. And this protective order has all of this shit in it about her, right? But she writes a public statement from the hospital while she's recovering, saying this stuff is not true, and tells her side of the story. Gets people's attention and goes, okay, now we've got a he said, she said thing. That's at least how I looked at it. But again, Justin's actions, such as filing the order to get child support before he's even filed for custody of the child, is shady. Wanting to get the sale of the house, getting the profits from the sale of her house automatically given to him, shady. And now we see him basically, through his actions, prove that his reasons for doing this are not for the good of his child, but for his own greedy endeavors. This guy's a shitbag. I mean, clearly a shitbag. There's evidence that the guy's a fucking shitbag. I don't know what the question here is anymore. And he has an infant in his care right now. All of his actions seem that of a very disturbed and abusive individual. So, yeah, I mean, but join me, please, Sunday at 4 p.m. I will be on with Mazza Media. He has it set up. Make sure to get on there and hit the notification so you can be notified when we go live, and we're gonna try to raise some funds and some awareness for Kelsey's case. So I hope to see you guys there for that. Now, let me get into this stuff. Am I like logged into the wrong? Oh, I am. That's weird. Okay. I don't know what the fuck I did. There we go. All right. That's why I had ads, because I was signed in under another account that I'll do something with. Like, let's see what we got here. All right. Well, so you guys know I've been doing these petty streams, and we've been having a lot of fun doing them, and I'm going to continue to do them, because there's always going to be somebody who's acting stupid, you know. But I'm not going to do them unless it's somebody who's acting stupid. So, but we've been having a lot of fun. I'm really grateful to you guys, because you guys have been members, and I hope to continue to give you guys some great members only content. So that being said, somebody who has been the subject, and let me leave this up real quick. Hold on. Let me do this before I forget, because I was almost going to forget doing this. That's so funny. Okay, here we go. All right. Let me pin this. So this is Crystal's GoFundMe. So this is why I'm not taking super chats until the 1st. So I'm replacing Kelsey's for Crystal's right now. So the rest of the stream, I'll have that up. So if you guys felt like super chatting or whatever, I'd rather you donate to, and you know, I still have Kelsey's, link in the description as well. So, now Crawford, to my surprise, Mike Crawford, to my surprise, dropped a video yesterday, I believe it was. And it was very interesting. Because I did not expect this video. Now we're going to watch it, and I'm going to comment, and I'm going to respond.
Hey, what up, jerks? Great night last night. Felt really good to raise money for Karen Reed. We had a fun fundraiser show last night. But I had to come back and do a quick recording here to just set the record straight on something and offer an apology and a retraction about some coverage I did of Will Lange,
Now,
the Galera.
he had it right the first time, actually. It is pronounced Lang. But it's a common thing because there is an E at the end. So you would think that it's pronounced Lange. I get it. But it's actually pronounced Lang. But appreciate the effort.
I recently did a live stream quoting an article that I believed was about William Lange, the Galera. And it turns out it wasn't true. And so I've retracted it. I've taken it down. I've taken down my post. And this is my formal retraction and apology for the story, for the live stream I did, quoting a newspaper article. I recently watched Will's response to it. Usually I don't watch anything from the Turtle or the Galera.
See, it was going great. It was going great, Mike. But we all know that's not true. It's like there's no reason to lie about that. That's the kind of shit. I promise, just hang in there with me, okay? I'm not just gonna fucking just start tearing this dude down. It's not what I'm gonna do. Hang in there with me, but I'm not gonna just like let that shit go either. Like, let's get real, you know? Let's get real.
Recently, I stopped, but I did have to watch that because there was some pushback on whether the newspaper article I was quoting was really about Will Lange, the Galera. And I watched Will's live about it.
Now, what he's talking about is a newspaper article that JLR posted originally. Okay? Somebody who, homie here, has been really, and I'm gonna try to honestly, I did watch this video before. I watched it yesterday. So in lieu of that, in lieu of knowing this video and everything, and I'll explain myself, I'm gonna try to be as respectful to Mike as I can be when I address this and respond. At least like this is white flag shit for now, at least, because the fact is that it did take a certain level of humility that I did not think that Mike Crawford was capable of to make this video and put it out there. That is something that I cannot overlook. It's an effort that was extremely unexpected and totally out of character for the person that I have seen behaving the way that he has been for the last 2 years, frankly, and then really showing it the last couple of months. But this was I have to acknowledge the fact that this took a lot of fucking a lot of balls. So that can't be overlooked.
And I found him very credible.
Oh, and that, to say that too, that was great. But yeah, JLR dropped that. This is somebody he's been really, really, admiring, let's just say, for the last, few weeks. And I've been trying to say JLR is not, he's not a good, credible source for information. He just has a whole lot of fucking followers because he's controversial and because he goes to the locations when nobody else is willing to do that for whatever reason. but he does that. He just gets in his car and he drives out to wherever these things are, these crimes are, based. And when it's a story like that, when it's like the Idaho killings, and where there's a bunch of press just camped out, he'll show up. And that's going to get him subscribers. That's going to get him views, because look at how many people were streaming him over this Nancy Guthrie stuff. You know what I mean? So right. And Deets on the Streets video on him, it's an hour long, but I'm telling you, like, it's because she is so meticulous with detail and facts. All of it's true. All of it, everything in there is verified. Like, she shows the receipts in the video. She's brilliant. And she really put a lot of time into that video. Because JLR is not a good dude. He will lie, and he will, he's not, all he does is just, Google shit. You know what I mean? He does little deep dives on people to dox them. Like, what he does is he doxes. And he calls that being an investigator. And he's not at all. He doesn't investigate anything. He just doxes people. And spreads lies. Jumps to conclusions, spins narratives that imply that somebody is guilty of something when there's no evidence against them. He does this all the time. So the newspaper article is about a guy who has a similar name as mine, almost identical, and apparently got a DUI, and it made the news in New Jersey. I have never been to New Jersey, never in my life. I've never even been on a connecting flight in New Jersey. So I don't even know. So I've never had a DUI. And I explained this before, and this is what he's talking about. He's saying he watched the video where I explained what I'm explaining now. And he's saying that he found me very credible.
And he even made a statement about, how many Mike Crawfords there are out there? And it just hit me because somebody actually did exactly the same thing to me that I did to Will. And they didn't offer an apology or retraction when it turned out it wasn't the same Mike Crawford. And I'm not going to pretend that I didn't make a mistake. I did make a mistake. And so I'm offering an apology and a retraction. I don't think it hurt Will. His subs went up. His money went up. But at the same time,
okay, see, it's those little things that he peppers the apology with. You see what I'm saying? It's those little things. Because it comes off as though he helped me by slandering me. And again, I'm not upset about it. Like, I have no reason to be upset about it. So at no point did I seem upset about it. So no, he's right. It didn't hurt me in any way. And yes, I did make money, and I did, get a lot of views. Sure, of course. But that had nothing to do with you saying something that was so exciting and controversial that caused my shit to go up. No, that's not what happened. Me making the shit you were saying actually entertaining is what did that got my numbers up. So yeah, I'm not I'm not going to again, I think it was an effort, but this is just a little constructive criticism for future reference here. on how to give a sincere apology. Now, I do think that there was sincerity here. I want to be very clear about that. I'm not saying that his apology was insincere. I'm saying that there are things that make it seem very insincere. But I personally walked away after watching this the first time, feeling that it was a sincere apology.
Feel like I should do that for my audience and for Will too. There's been a lot of shit exchanged back and forth. Some of his content directed at me I felt like wasn't truthful, but that's not why I'm here today. Today I'm focusing on me, and my big thing is I want to get back to the real content that made the show successful, and it wasn't the back and forth with YouTubers. I'm not telling other people what to do who feel like they've been victims of some of these folks. But for me, I'm just not going to go there anymore, because that's not my role. That's not what I'm good at. And I feel like some of what Will said was true, that I did get spun out.
I mean, there's some accountability being taken here. One must acknowledge this, okay? I don't give a fuck if this... Fuck, I see some people in the chat going, what the fuck are you talking about, Will? You know what I mean? Fuck off. For real. Like, listen, let me explain something to you guys real clearly, okay? This dude, if he had reached out to me in private, I would be responding to him privately. Since he made a public video, and I mentioned this when I did my last clubber walk, since he did a public video, this is why I'm responding publicly to it. Okay. If he had done a members only, apology, made it members only, I would have made mine members only, and I would have probably had a lot of fun with it. But the fact that he did this very, very publicly, I thought took a lot of humility. I really do. I don't care what you say, because the only thing for him to really gain out of this is saving some face and moving on. Like it helps him to get to actually move on and do the content that he keeps saying that he's going to do, that he does not seem to be doing. But he does seem to have some shit set up for the future already. So, but the fact is, what he's saying here, right here, what he just said, is him taking some accountability. I mean, he's saying, yeah, I got spun out. I watched his stream. Think about it. How many times when I do these petty streams, I go, hey, man, I hope what he gets out of this shit, I hope he gets something out of this shit. I hope he sees that I'm fucking putting a mirror up in front of him. And fucking, this is what we're laughing at. This is what we see that's funny that he's not seeing. And the fact that he's not seeing it is why it's fucking funny, right? But I'm like, I hope that I don't have to fucking do that. I mean, there's always going to be somebody to get petty about, but I hope I don't have to get petty about people, dude. I hope I could do that shit. And this is actually the outcome that I genuinely hope for. Otherwise, I'm just a fucking asshole who likes to pick on people. And that's not me. That's not me. I will pick on people when they deserve it, when they act the way he has, spreading lies about people, talking mad shit, and going fucking wild, talking about fighting people and shit. The dude was acting fucking wild, bro. It was hilarious. So we laughed about it. But if he fucking stops and goes, holy shit, I've been acting like a fucking jackass, bro. What else can you ask for? Otherwise, that just makes us fucking assholes, dude. And I don't want to be a fucking asshole. I don't believe I'm actually a fucking asshole. I can be an asshole. I'm proud of the asshole I can be when it's necessary. Absolutely. I'm pretty fucking good at it. But I'm not generally a fucking asshole. You know what I'm saying? So
victims of some of these folks. But for me, I'm just not going to go there anymore because that's not my role. That's not what I'm good at. And I feel like
right there, like I'm not good at. He's like saying, I'm not fucking good at this shit. That's what we were laughing at. He was doing something and trying something, and he was not fucking good at it. And it was hilarious. It's like watching, as somebody said in the chat at one point, said it was like watching Elaine dance. Him trying to act tough and act fucking and roast. Like it didn't, that glove just didn't fucking fit. You know, it's not his forte. And this is what we laughed at. So for the dude to sit up here and go, shit, you know what, man? Like, they're right. I'm not good at that shit. Like, let me get back to like what I was good at and fucking get better at it. I hope he does. Dude, if Brian is doing that, you see me talking about Brian? I don't fucking talk about Brian no more. There's no reason to. They're not giving me anything. I told y'all I don't just fucking pick on people just to fucking pick on them. You know what I mean? But, well, yeah, I mean, yes, we joked about that shit. Like, we joke about that. He fucking, needs to have guests on his channel. Like, and if he has good fucking guests, then what the fuck ever. If there's guests, they're adults, if they know what they're getting into and whatever, if it entertains people and it draws them fucking views, then right on. What we laughed at him about was that he denied that that's what made his channel successful. That's what we laughed at. He wouldn't give his guests the credit that they deserved. He acted like he was doing everything. He acted like it was all him and that he made the guests. And that delusion that was so apparent was fucking hilarious. Now, if he's going, holy shit, and having an epiphany, that's the best thing. That's the best outcome we could ask for. We're out here fucking helping people, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all are here for. That's what I'm trying to do. Hell yeah.
some of what Will said was true, that I did get spun out for quite a few months.
That's not.
And more recently,
I never would have expected Crawford to say something like that.
I felt better and I could handle it. But again, I made a big mistake here. So it's a wake-up call for me. And I'm hoping after what happened last night, where they seemed to have been a little spun out, but also at the same time, it seemed like they did want to support Karen. I hope they do support Karen. And this is...
I mean, we do. I proved that. We do. I mean, and nobody fucking got spun out. Nobody did. I mean, we had a like, I had Aiden up here and we had a good fucking time. We had a nice conversation. And I know we raised money for Karen. And I'm glad they raised money for Karen. Like, dude, the AJ shit was fucking cringe. You know, like, it's great to see AJ. I love seeing AJ, but I hated seeing AJ's time get wasted. You know what I'm saying? That shit got on my nerves. Seeing him sit there all awkward while fucking they're giving fucking seal claps. You know, like, it was fucking surreal. Like, I
isn't a kumbaya. This isn't me trying to be friends with them. That's long gone. We all know that's long gone. This is just me.
Yeah. too much has been said. For sure. Like, yeah, and the whole thing here, okay? The whole thing here is like, it's not like it's news. It's not like it's a new thing that Crawford and I don't like each other. It's not a new thing, you know? So it's just that some event in the community took place that the effect of it was people started to take sides, and he chose a side. And when he chose that side, he started showing who he really was. I mean, this dude threw everybody under the bus. This dude shit talked everybody.
Me correcting the record, apologizing, retracting. Will did not get arrested for 3 DWIs like that story said. He didn't evade the police. My reporting was incorrect. I've retracted it. This is a formal apology to Will, the glare, and I'm moving on.
Now, like I said, it's an easy, like, all you have to do, I'm sure, is probably check the criminal database in that area of New Jersey where the article was written. I'm sure the guy's mugshot is available somewhere in there. Somewhere in there. It's an easy, but it shows that now, again, excluding Crawford in the present situation, it shows how little people want to do any investigation on their own to get to the truth of something. They'd rather, just because of their personal feelings about someone that they see on the internet, would rather believe the worst of them. It's easier for them to do that rather than try to find the best. And I will give Crawford credit that at least once I pointed out, like, dude, it's easy. It's an easy fucking thing to do. You just fucking look into and find out. See if the mugshot of that guy is me. Easy. And I'm sure that he did something to that effect, or somebody did something to that effect and sent it to him. And he was like, fuck, it's not him. He's telling the truth. And so he's doing this retraction and apology for this one specific thing.
I'm not going to go back and forth with these folks and respond and do my own petty streams. If they want to continue, that's fine with me. I'm over that shit. And what I want to do is kind of what LTL's doing. Get back to the business of what made this show good, which was covering injustices, covering people who have been wrongfully incarcerated or wrongly charged. Tonight we're doing a story at 5:30 p.m. On someone who's in jail for a quadruple murder that their defense attorney, Rosemary Scarpiccio, doesn't think they did. So we're going to start covering that tonight. And that's what I want my show and my coverage to go back to. And so this was kind of a wake-up call for me. Why am I getting spun out? Why am I going with a story that turns out not to be true? So this is my formal apology to my audience. I'm sorry. I made a mistake.
And I do realize that a lot of people in chat are of Irish descent. A lot of you Bostonians got that Boston in you, and forgiveness is not one of your strong suits. I've noticed, speaking generally, if I'm stereotyping, it's not. So I get it. I got to tell you guys, and I'm not saying, I have not given my response yet, so don't jump to conclusions here when I say this, but there are things that I have forgiven people for that many of you would lose respect for me. Maybe not all respect, but a level of respect that couldn't be restored. You know, many of you'd be like, Jesus, dude, really? After that, you fucking are still, yeah. And I'm proud of that. I am. I'm proud of that. I decided a long time ago that I was not going to waste my energy on hating people or holding grudges. Grudges take effort, dude. Like a grudge is not something that just naturally just sits there and then you got to be like, no. That's something that you are holding on to. You are making a conscious effort to do that. And you might be doing it out of pride, and your pride may not let you let it go. I get that. But you are, in fact, making a conscious effort to hold on to something that you can easily just fucking let go of when you hold a grudge. And I decided a long time ago, well, just a few years ago, that I was not going to waste any more of my energy on that. And I tell you, it's very liberating. It's very liberating. The peace that comes over you to be able to do that is pretty fucking great. And it even is so liberating to get you to a mindset where it's like, damn anybody who doesn't get it. That's their problem. You know, I don't give a fuck. Like, I seriously don't, you know, and it's fucking great. It feels fucking great. But that took a lot. I mean, I grew up, you know, an angry kid. You know, I grew up an angry kid. I grew up a kid who just fucking held on to shit. And you know, and I realized that shit eats me up, man, you know, and I'm a stubborn motherfucker, you know, that same fucking trait that you all got. I got it too. I just had to like really like do some fucking inner work to like, cause I realized it was fucking eating me up. You know what I mean? It was fucking me up. And here, it's hard to calibrate, you know, when I mean, it, at the end of the day, what it is just another fucking thing to think about that I don't need to be thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, that's what it is. When I'm trying to like just keep my life fucking simple, it's, you know, like, it's just another thing that is stewing me, and I don't want that feeling. I don't like it. You know, I don't like the shit feeling. I don't like I like to feel good about people, and I like to feel good about things, and I like to feel good about myself and what I'm doing. I don't want to waste my time fucking thinking nasty thoughts about people, you know?
I'm sorry to Will if it did harm him. I don't think it actually did. Like I said, his subs went up. He made more money off of it. Will seems to be able to handle this shit pretty well. And those guys are good at this. Like, they're good at kind of getting under your skin, having a laugh.
Yeah.
They have a talent. They do have a talent.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to move on. That's the big thing for me. I'm moving on, and I'm not going to go there anymore. I'm sorry to some of the audience that got upset that I went there. I'm sorry to some of the audience who's going to be upset. They feel like I'm doing a mea culpa. But it is what it is. I got to do what's right for what I feel like in my heart. And I feel like a lot of the shit that they threw at us about gatekeeping and trying to, you know, get some kind of credibility from Karen and all this shit, that's not what it was about for me. I felt like we were sticking up for someone who suffered a lot. And I'd love to see everybody get back to that.
The problem with that is that it's only happening now. Let's just say that's true. See, this is the problem, Mike, is we don't believe you because of your own actions. Because let's just say you are doing this because you don't like to see a good person like Karen Reed suffer. I get it. Cool. But you were talking about it at the very least for the last 2 years. And only now, after the fact, when she's going through a civil thing and your numbers were bleeding, is when you started doing things for Karen Reed. and not just for yourself. That happened. It's not something that I said all this time and I'm just going to take back. I said that because it was a valid and accurate observation. So I'm sorry, but it just is what that is. You showed us that that's what this is for you.
And just kind of to quote JFK, to calm the fuck down. That's what I'm going to do. I don't expect anyone to listen to my advice. I was wrong on that story. I don't take pleasure in doing this video, obviously. But it's the right thing to do. And one of the things that Glera, I was watching some of his videos for the first time the last couple days. He had some points about me that were correct. Like, I got so fired up, I was ready to fight. I mean, I'm a fighter. That's where I come from, you know. And sometimes you just got to calm the hell down. This is YouTube.
He's
this
making
isn't
it
a street.
You're making it so difficult, dude. I'm trying so hard, man. It's like he goes like from saying like some shit that I'm just like, fuck yeah, Mike, you know, to like, oh fuck, here we go with the I'm a fighter bullshit. Like, I have to put on that front, you know, like he was so taking accountability and then just like literally like shit all over it. Like if he's a bull, he came in and fucking like and then shit on the accountability he was taking, you know, with the whole like pile of fucking bullshit of I'm a fighter, you know. Nobody believes that, and nobody cares that about that, you know. Nobody does. Nobody is impressed by it. It's not, and it's so weird that you keep bringing that up. It's weird. This is the stuff that we laugh at. That's what I was saying, man. You're making it really difficult. Like, I'm trying.
Fight or wrestling or any of that shit. And so this is the real me today. This is just me saying, you know what? I made a mistake. I was wrong. I'm retracting it. And I'm moving on. And I apologize to Will, the Glera, if he feels like I harmed him at all on that.
No harm done.
And I'm giving him this because I was wrong. I was wrong. I shouldn't have thrown that newspaper article up without doing more research. I just assumed it was correct because it's been out there for so long and I've never seen him address it. So this is my retraction, my apology.
I hope, I really, really hope that is something that tells you something, because there's very little that is said about me that I address, at least anymore. I just don't. Like, I believe what the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. That's where my head's at. Believe whatever the fuck you want. I don't fucking care. Like, it doesn't hurt me one bit. I know what the fuck is true. And, you know, if people believe lies and decide to judge me for them, I don't want them listening to me and I don't want their support. That's not, if there's, I want people who think objectively and look at, you know, things for what they are. They see my current behavior. They see who I am. They see what they just see me. So when they hear things, you know, these things are easily dismissed because I prove them wrong with every action that I take on my presence on the internet, as best that I possibly can. So, you know, that's why for Crawford to like not be so fucking proud as to be like, oh shit, behind the scenes, like, fuck, I got that wrong. Fuck it, whatever. But actually go, you know what? Like, the right thing to do here is fucking apologize. And really what this is, and I'll get into that. Let's just let him finish. There's only a few seconds left.
I'm sorry. That newspaper article I showed on my show was not correct. That was not the same Will Lange.
Lang, but okay. Thanks, man.
I hope I see some of you at 5:30 tonight. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you soon.
All right. So my response to that, people want to know, like, well, do you forgive Mike? Forgive him for what? As he said, I wasn't affected by it. As I just explained, I wasn't affected by it. It didn't hurt me in any way. I've said many, many times that it just comes with the territory. You know, I mean, now there are certain things that, you know, if you lie about it, you know, you're crossing the line, and I'm just gonna, you know, and I reserve the right to decide what is over the line and what isn't when it comes to lies about me. But things like that. I mean, I've always been of the opinion that if you're going to be on the internet, expect people to say things about you, expect people to not like you, expect people to try to destroy you, expect, you know, and, you know, especially if you're somebody like me who is not afraid to use colorful language and is not afraid to speak his mind and question things that a lot of people are afraid to question. You know, I take pride in that. I've always said that if you're not saying something if you're not saying things that are pissing somebody off, you're not really saying anything worth listening to. Because asking questions and challenging the norm when something is considered the norm but is clearly abnormal, and it's an elephant in the room, and you want to point it out. I want this to be a place where everyone can do that and feel comfortable doing it. That's why in my intro, you know, it says think independently. I don't encourage people to agree with me. I encourage people to come to their conclusions in the way that I like to think that I do. Not in the same method. I mean, just, you know, with the same objectivity, hoping to learn something, you know, question something, get to the truth of something, boil things down. I want to surround myself with people who do this, you know, because I want to be more like that as much as I possibly can be, you know. So this is going to ruffle feathers, and I expect that to, and the truth be told, I enjoy the fact that it ruffles the kind of feathers that it does. Because it's usually ignorant cunts, and I enjoy getting on the nerves of ignorant cunts. I love that I get to do it for a living. And I love that it entertains people who aren't ignorant cunts. I couldn't dream of a better way to make a living. I honestly couldn't. So yeah, I understand that people are going to talk about me. It's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows where everyone loves me. So that's just the way it works, and that's fine. So no, I was not hurt in any way by Crawford saying that was me, because like I said, it's easily disproven. And me knowing that it's not me is something that was enough for me, you know? So, you know, so yeah, that's why, you know, he seemed confused when I said, when he seemed confused when he said that, he was like, well, you know, I didn't ever see him respond to it. Well, you'll hardly see me respond to a lot of the things that are being said to me said about me on the internet. Because I'm just, you know, I know who I am, and I know what I am. I know what my intentions are. And I'm very candid about who I am up here. So there's certain things about my life and my personality and my dynamic with certain people in my life that are nobody's business. And I don't feel like anyone's entitled to know me on certain levels. And I don't go there myself for the most part, as best as I can. I try not to go there. But when it's gone there with me, then, you know, I will sometimes choose to go there, but I try not to. But what I will never do is threaten to go to somebody's house. I will never threaten to go to where they live or where they go work out or, you know, their job or whatever. I'll never do that stuff because I like doing this on the internet, and I'm here just to entertain people. And I talk about things that everyone's already kind of talking about. It's not me that went, oh my God, look at Crawford. It's that Crawford was behaving a certain way, and it attracted people going, holy shit, have you seen this motherfucker? Did you see what this dude was doing today? And I just happened to present it in a very entertaining way. I don't do this to people who don't bring it onto themselves. And my track record on this is clean. You can go back all the way back. I could say that with pride. So, like everything that I said about the JFK channel, I stand by 100%. I know exactly what their motives were, what was going on. Everything that I said about Crawford's channel, I absolutely stand by. I never stooped to lying about Michael Crawford at any point. So I know that I don't have anything to apologize for. But as far as what he's saying, I accept his apology, but it's even more than accepting his apology in acknowledging that I don't even think it necessarily merits an apology. What I think merits an apology, maybe it's just because I'm the kind of guy that I just don't take things like this personally. What I think merits an apology is the other people that he has let down or basically betrayed. There's a lot of people, good people that he really not only turned his back on, but pretty much spit in their face before he did. And those people, I think, and I'm not going to name their names because I don't want to in any way make them feel uncomfortable or drag them into this thing that was, you know, that this thing is supposed to be between me and Mike Crawford. But we all know who they are, and Mike Crawford knows who exactly I'm talking about too. Several people, and these are people that that I feel are the ones who truly merit an apology. I don't. I'm a guy on the internet, and I'm subject to people talking about me, and it is what it is. But I think it was I think it was really cool of Mike to do that. But you know, if I'm thinking in terms of what the evidence in the past 2 years have shown me, I have to ask myself, what's Mike getting out of posting that video? There's something in it for Mike, right? And honestly, the only thing that I could come to, the only conclusion that I could come to when speculating that is Mike he's just simply tapping out. And I understand that. Again, he admitted to it. He was basically admitting to it. It was just a little too proud to word it that way, and I understand that. And I'm not faulting him for it. I'm not even criticizing him for it. I'm not even making fun of him for it. What I'm saying is he's absolutely tapping out. He's saying, hey, you guys are good at this. I'm not. I just want to move on with my content. It's enough. I can't take it anymore. That's the entire vibe I got out of that, especially after figuring out that this was not me that he's talking about in this article about getting multiple DUIs, and he just is going, this is ugly, dirty shit, and I'm not even good at it. I'm trying to be good at it, and I suck at it. And maybe he's terrified of lawsuits. That too. That's a good point. But I'm not going to sue Mike Crawford. You know, like I'm not going to sue Mike Crawford. You know, I mean, I just, to me, this is just fun shit, dude. You know, like when people act like assholes, I never take it personally in the sense that like, I hate this guy and I want to see him fail and I want to see him fall. You know, I just laugh at their crash outs. You know, that's it. That's what we do here. We laugh at their complete obliviousness to their own shit. This is what we laugh at. And if somebody all of a sudden gets an epiphany to become self-aware, that makes them self-aware, then fuck yeah, dude. Shit. I'm going to keep doing this shit. Next. If Mike Crawford, after releasing that video and his channel starts to grow, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I win. I got exactly what I wanted out of that. Out of every fucking petty stream I did, I got exactly what I wanted out of it. Now, it might not be what you wanted, but maybe we're not the same. But I got exactly what I wanted. If his channel grows because he started fucking taking his shit seriously and started going, fuck, man. Like, I've been fucking treating people, like taking people for granted. I've been acting like I'm all this fucking shit. I'm talking about like, why the fuck am I talking about my elementary school days? Like, what the fuck are you doing, Mike Crawford? Jesus. Like, if that's what's happening in his mind right now, I win. Because if his channel grows because he fucking all of a sudden decided like, dude, yeah, I'm gonna start focusing on being grateful for what I got rather than acting like I'm entitled to some sort of recognition for other people with talents coming on my channel and talking, you know, that's a win. If I can get Mike Crawford's channel to be something that I enjoy, that's a fucking win. Fuck yeah. I mean, I get that, man. I get that. You know, I mean, a leopard's not going to change their spots, you know, but that's the thing. And I've looked at the world through the lens of entitlement, and I've hit bottom and woken up and it takes work. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of inner work, you know? And it takes a lot of accountability. So, you know, like, who am I to like act like nobody else can do that? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, y'all can feel however you feel. I'm not going to think no less of you for it, you know? But if you think any less of me for wishing the dude well and hoping that he fucking learns something, then, you know, that's your problem. that's between you and you, man. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm happy with the result. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have that kind of hate in my heart for people, dude. You know? Yeah, I mean, you know. But yeah, I mean, and trust me, the petty is still there, bro. There's still plenty to get petty about. You know? Dude, Lana is so on my radar. at this point. There's so much to go over with her. Like, this woman is retarded. Like, she is beyond stupid and unbelievably delusionally ignorant. And that's exactly what petty streams are about. That's exactly what they're about. Like, we got the catch up on who she is and what she's about. We got all that. But now is when it starts to get fun. Now is when it starts to get fun. And if Crawford crashes out again, we'll go over that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody else who we've done petty streams about, if they crash out, we go over it because it's funny. That's it. We're here to have fun, And if they set it up to where it's at their expense, then God damn it, then we're going to have it, because otherwise it's fucking sad. Like, that's a fact. This is something that Mike really needs to think about. If he's got 30 people in his chat when he's doing this and he's having a fucking crash out, and I've got 1.2 thousand people watching, and they're members, they're paid members to watch it with me, that's got to tell you something. What that should tell you is that without me putting humor on it and making something positive out of it, it's just a sad, sad sight. You know what I'm saying? It's a sad sight. So that's, take it or leave it, but that's the reality of it. Right. Yeah. I mean, this woman is next level shit. I mean, that's the thing. You can't sit here and tell me. It's like, okay, don't tell me that you didn't do this shit for selfish reasons, especially this DJ dude. Totally did this for selfish reasons. He has a Karen Reed fundraiser, doesn't vet. He invites people on and he doesn't vet them at all. Like, the fact, I mean, it was so disrespectful to Alan Jackson to have him on a fundraiser for Karen Reed when you have someone who, just because she doesn't like Turtle Boy, defends the McAlberts, the very people who killed and covered up the murder of her Boston police officer boyfriend and helped frame her. Just because she doesn't like Turtle Boy, and it's ironic, it's hilarious that her whole basis of thought and justification is absolutely beyond flawed, because she keeps saying in her videos, oh my God, look, it's the police. It wasn't Jen McCabe, this and that. It wasn't Matt McCabe, blah, blah, blah. It's the police. The police doctored the statement. They lied, blah, blah, blah. And they fucking, and basically kind of accusing them of setting up the McAlberts to look responsible for setting up Karen Reed, and defending the Massachusetts State Police, defending the Canton Police Department. So explain to me why they're all meeting with each other. Like, this woman is insane. She thinks that this is her logic. And everything that she goes over, because Aiden went over some of it on his bus stop live this morning, right? Which is really funny. He went over some of it, and it's the truth. Like, there's stuff like she's going over his old ass shit, and he pointed out she was one of the first people to be talking about the case, and yet she can't even put together the fact that the stuff that Aiden's going over at the time, a lot of the stuff that we know now wasn't available then. And she's calling him stupid because she's pointing out stuff that nobody knew yet when she's reviewing Aiden's stream. So she's just a Turtle Boy hater. Another case of TBDS, which is really, really fucking funny. And we love those TBDS folks. We love them. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun talking about Lana in the future, most definitely. But yeah, I mean, until Crawford gives me a fucking reason to roast him after that, then yeah, we're cool. That's fine. I mean, I'm not saying we're cool, like, no, like, no, like, I stand by everything that I've said about Mike Crawford. I don't retract anything at all. But I thought it took balls for him to retract something that he found to absolutely not be true, and apologize for it. That's, I'm not trying to take away from that. I'm just saying that I didn't take it personally in the first place, is all I'm saying. So no harm done. Apology is accepted, but it's not necessary to accept it because no harm was done. So it's all good. The way I look at it is, it fed what I was already doing. You doing that without doing any vetting just proved my point that much further, but again, to go, wait a second, maybe I got that wrong. Took some guts, man. So I'm not going to deny you that. There's no way I'm going to rob you of that. That's not right. That was ballsy. I thought that did take a level of humility, even if the people in the chat are like, no, fuck him. I'm telling you, I saw the level of humility it took. But honestly, I also know it's because you're just tapping out. And that's okay. That's okay. That takes humility too. That takes humility too. To go, this isn't my fucking game. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't my fucking game. Like, that actually, no, man, that takes guts, dude. Nicola, that takes guts. I know you're Scottish. I get that shit. You know what I'm saying? I understand. But I'm just saying, that it takes guts to just be like, okay, enough. Please. This isn't me. That's you. Y'all are good at this. I'm not. That's it. I get it. It's cool, Mike. But just saying. Yeah. Y'all are funny, man. I get it, man. I get it. Everyone here's feelings about Crawford are absolutely justified and valid. Totally. Like, everybody, like, I absolutely agree with all of you. But I'm just saying that the dude, this is his way of tapping out, I mean, who knows? Like, the guy says one thing and then does the complete opposite the next day, and he's done that for weeks. You know what I'm saying? So who the fuck knows? But, we'll see. Right. And as long as he has Nan on, I feel like that's fair game. If I fucked up for that, if I fucked up, like, I feel like that's fair game. That's Nan on. Oh my God, Nicola, respect the fast, bro. Like, I swear to fucking God, bro, you're that fucking asshole that somebody says, hey, man, listen, I quit drinking, okay? And you're just like, dude, one beer's not gonna fucking hurt you. Like, yo, respect the fucking motherfuckers, like, the drive period, bro. Yo, I'm not drinking right now. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Respect the fast, Nicola, but thank you. Appreciate it. No applause, though. No applause because you disrespected the fast. Dude, she insisted on sitting next to me in the fucking trial. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. Like, I wouldn't even smoke when I would first go to the fucking hearings because, like, I knew I was going to sit next to Janet Reed and Bill Reed, and I was just like, oh my God, you know, I like, it was wild. Oh, is that right, Nicola? Yeah, so pinned to the top of the chat is Crystal Clemente's family's GoFundMe. Anything you guys could donate would be greatly appreciated. Yeah. So yeah, super chats for this channel are turned off and cash links are not shared until after March 1st. So doing that as a Nicola, come on. So I'm asking people to not gift memberships or get memberships because I don't know how to turn them off. I don't think you can. So but I appreciate it. I do appreciate it still, but please, I would prefer that anything you feel generous to give to the links. You know, you give to Aiden, give to Kelsey, give to Crystal, give to Karen. You know, absolutely whoever you want to support, you know. So, and you know, I'll go back to my grift in March. Yeah, I'm going to try to put something together with some of the other Boots folks. Just dedicate the whole stream to Crystal. But yeah, no, I appreciate all you guys, man. So yeah, I told you this one. I don't know, man. It's a late night. Late at night, I get kind of late at night, I get less enthusiastic and, you know, on, you know what I mean? I'm the older I get, the more of a daytime and early evening guy I become. So but I still had a really good time with you guys tonight. You know, they can't all be, you know, belly laughing the whole time, you know what I mean? Not every time, but yeah. So I had a good time with you guys still, man, and I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me so late. I mean, it's 3 a.m. on the East Coast here, man. In the eastern part of the US. But you guys are absolutely awesome. You mean the world to me. I love you guys very, very much. Remember, it only takes a second to stay safe. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.
Watch out!
Today, being retarded means leading a full life. Retarded people go to work or school just like their neighbors and come back to a real home, a supervised home, right in the neighborhood where they belong. Being retarded never stopped anyone from being a good neighbor.